Hello everyone, Ian from the Level 9 Laboratory here. It's been a while since I've posted anything, so I hope you enjoy what I've made here today. As with most of the creations, it starts off with a small sketch, but the sketch is just a rough referencing and nothing that I'm really going to stick to, as you'll see in the final product that it is quite different. I mainly use the sketches to get beginner ideas and to help me form the metal armature. I always start off by bulking out the middle of the model. I needed a good base to plant the eyeball and kind of get the general structure of the hips. Also, if I bulk out this part and do the legs first, it helps steady the top end of the model when I get to the arms and the face. I wanted him to be very lanky, so I stayed very thin with my first layer of clay. After I felt comfortable with the legs, I decided to give him a weird little goblin butt and have his spinal cord sort of be poking through the skin, almost as if he hasn't had enough calories. And to show that he doesn't see the world the same way we all do, he's got a big eyeball where his belly button should be. Then I spent some time trying to work it all back into the model to make it look like it's supposed to be there. And no goblin is complete without their little goblin love handles. With the eye securely attached and the love handles completed, I started to work on the mouth, as it gave him a little bit more character and allowed me to figure out what the rest of him is going to look like. Choosing to do something that is sort of in a human form, but not quite, gives you a lot of choice when it comes to designing a type of model. So with this guy, he's sort of got the body of a human, except his proportions can be all out to whack and nobody can really notice. In the original sketch, I had him with just one finger, sort of a tentacle. but I decided to double it down and go with 2 tentacle-like fingers instead. I sort of overshot it with the armature wire, so I decided to clip a little bit of it back so that his wrist could flow in a different way. I decided his pose was not really menacing enough with both of his hands laying down by his legs, so I propped one hand up to almost make it look like it was reaching for you. And of course, instead of one finger that's sort of tentacle-like, I gave him 2 long, gross fingers. I tried attaching the nose a couple different times, but it just didn't want to stick to the old, dried clay. So I decided to add a thin layer of clay over the top of the head and the upper lip that I could then attach the nose to. This also helped in bulking out his upper lip. And now for a little bit of dentistry work. My original sketch had him with very sharp, pointy teeth, but I didn't really want to go with that once I had kind of seen the model and realized that the sharp teeth wouldn't make it look menacing, it would almost make it look silly. So instead, I went with human teeth that were not kept very well, as I don't think this guy owns a toothbrush, and has not seen a dentist in quite some time. So I took a bit of clay that I knew would fit inside his mouth, flattened it out a little bit, and started carving out some teeth. After his top dentures are complete, I make a set for the bottom and start working them into the gums of the model. And because pouty lips are all the rage these days, I decide to build this guy a nice set of kissers. I mean, who could resist a smooch from a mouth like this? Feeling pretty good about his front, I decided to work a little bit on his back. I really wanted to make it look like the skin was hanging off the skeletal system of his spine. Being satisfied with his general form, I gave him some strange little flippery feet, and it was on to the spraying booth. I had no ideas where I was going with the color theory of this model, though once I started to use the blue and did a couple lines and passes over it, I really did like the look of sort of a shark-skinned tone, with the lighter parts of the hands, bottoms of the feet, and around the lips being a bit of a sandy, almost flesh tone. The teeth went through many stages. They started off with a bright white, then I inked them, whitened them again, yellowed them. It went all over the place. And even in the finale, I'm not 100% satisfied with where they are. And it's on to our final creation. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. I had a little problems with some editing over the past little while and lost some content, so I'm glad to be back and releasing content again. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Leave a comment for the algorithm. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this. This is Ian from the Level 9 Laboratory saying thanks for stopping by.